to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Listen to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Where we talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about what people say bullying is or is not. So bullying comes in many forms. It's a teasing, it's the cyberbullying, it's the texting, it's the phone calls, it's the posting of pictures and people's personal information to pretty much cause them harm, to have them feel insecure. It's the sex assaults that people actually put out there. There are physical assaults, and there are mental assaults and emotional assaults. And what I like to remind individuals that any aggressive behavior towards anyone that is unwanted and unwarranted in an individual asks you to stop. Let's stop there. Stop.
And they should be respecting that.
Respecting that and respecting yourself, because when you're able to respect another person, you're able to respect yourself. Right. And the way that you're able to show that respect is that you know that you have a gift and you know you're uniquely made and that you matter, and then you also acknowledge that the next person beside you matters as well.
Right.
You know, and we lose that sometimes. Bullying is a behavior that underestimates the lives and legacy of you. I'm sure when they was bullying me, and I'm sure when they was bullying you, they didn't understand who you're going to become later on. I didn't know.
Right, because I'm popping. I can't. All right, let me tell you, all those people who felt like they wanted to say whatever to me, look at me now. It's like, no, y'all don't understand, but I've been through some things, okay?
And you know what? No. I applaud you and I salute you, because a lot of times we do not take the time to say, I'm okay, and I'm okay with me, and there's nothing wrong with me, and I'm amazing, and I'm blessed, and I'm strong, and I matter.
Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Skyline Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. EA Electronics.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's going to be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Woo!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3 lights and then take the next left.
I don't really think she's
5 more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ball in street? Girl in street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know. So you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work, and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it. Eventually, it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
but what if you? I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually.
Do you
like,
let?
You don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that. Okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something. Okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money. It's unrealistic.
I'm sorry.
It's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
During the Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him.
You can't even see the top of that thing. everything.
Even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Damn it, I know it's on. I gotta find it. I know that bitch talking about somebody. Oh my gosh, what channel? What station? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna miss it.
I mean, that bitch always talking about somebody. I don't know what's going on.
I know. Remember what he said about me?
He always talking about somebody.
As soon as somebody ready to step to him, he get quiet.
Lies. Now it's my turn to talk. Talk Lately starts now.
Welcome to B. I should probably call this B News, but this is a special edition of Talk Lately. Why does that sound like I'm far away? Do I sound good? Special edition of Talk Lately. We are covering the election coverage. This is election coverage, let's say it that way. Election coverage for November the 6th, 2018. For Be Exposed Radio, I'm joined here by a fellow anchor on the station, Nate Couser.
I'm an anchor, y'all.
An anchor. Yes, you are an anchor.
That sounds like a fat joke.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's funny. How about now? No? I might need a different one. Does it sound better? Yep, there we go. I'll put it on that break. I don't know what's up with this mic. Okay, here we go. Alright, we're live and we're covering this election. We just had a funny little conversation in the back room in regards to that Larry Hogan
Yes, sir.
commercial.
Yes,
with
sir.
B News' Donnie Glover.
The
Well, no,
one
Be
and
More
only.
News' Be More News' Donnie Glover, not B News. That's the
Black Wall Street.
Yeah. I never did find my award because I'm gonna throw that away because it's misrepresented.
Is it on the shelf, the bookshelf?
In my office? I mean, in my studio? Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's like advertisement. We gotta get that down.
Well, my mine got wet, so the Be More News part is like vanished. It's like colorful now.
Oh, because it got wet.
Yeah,
Maybe I
got
should put bleach on mine too. I think that'd be the best bet.
I did not bleach mine. I got caught in the rain.
Oh, you got caught in the rain?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
That's what they
call it when they put lighter fluid on something. It got caught in the rain.
Mine is still almost intact. The Joe Man.
Mine won't be.
It won't
as
be.
of probably 11 o'clock tonight.
I mean, he's just doing what everybody else is doing, like trying to get ahead with a vote. So,
you know what I kind of thought it was? It's like he had the opportunity to get Be More News out there. And
well, he had it on his
jacket,
yeah.
right there in the lapel.
Yeah.
And he took it. He took the opportunity.
Yeah, too bad it's like will go down like forever when Hogan loses tonight.
That's true. But my thing was, you know, when you took the opportunity, you also took a jab
advantage
at everything that you're working against.
Well, he's really not working against
with the organization itself.
No, it's just about saying his name, being on air, getting sponsorship. That's it. He got to survive.
But and that's why I always said with this station that we would never be. I would never force you guys as anchors and personalities of this station.
Right.
I would never force you guys to go into me supporting, as Be Exposed Radio in a whole, supporting a candidate.
Right.
Because that's not right.
Especially when other
like the
people
Baltimore
have
Sun
beliefs.
and all of those other outlets, they actually take and support an entire candidate. Like, oh, okay, are you showing? What is your point? Aren't you supposed to be showing that you're not biased?
But they're still privately owned company, so the presidents and board members of those organizations.
Again, you're supposed to be showing that you're not biased.
Well, no, because we're in the era of fake news, so.
But that's always been the case. That fact right there. I always said like that about newspapers and different people.
How they would back one person.
I never liked that because that would mean you're biased against somebody.
But they
against
still
the other candidate, you're biased.
But they're still most of them are public companies. Most of them are privately owned companies. So
but you can't call yourself an independent news source.
No.
If you support a candidate, you're not biased.
No.
You actually are biased. You are biased.
Wow.
That just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, Joe Man recipients.
I'm just trying to figure out why.
Well, you can take off the because they like standouts, so you can unscrew the standouts and put whatever you want to put in there now. You don't gotta get rid of the whole. It's a nice plaque, so you can unscrew the.
To keep it. Yeah. Let me put this on the other side because I can see I'm talking this way a lot.
You can just unscrew it and put the Be Exposed logo or something on there. Give it away to somebody else.
Right.
It's a gift that keeps giving.
Sorry. Well, anyway, we got a couple people that are, these folk.
Black
that are running
people?
in this year's running. Stacey Abrams being one, Andrew Gilliam is being the other.
I'm trying to pull it.
I'm rooting for both of them, even though they don't need me.
They
don't have me.
They don't need
they're
you.
Always down
they had Oprah going door to door.
I know.
I think she only went a block though. I don't really think she went
far.
Really far.
There probably wasn't even that many houses left to knock on. They had already did 1 million.
Right.
So,
it was this for show.
This is gonna be a long night. I can feel it.
I think it's gonna be quick. I don't really think it's gonna drag out.
Well, we got Illinois that has a Democrat. A couple races in Illinois, they have Democrats up for election. I'm showing my biasness now because this is what who I want to win.
Right.
This is not meaning that Be Exposed Radio is all for that, but this is what I, am looking forward to. We need a change in this culture that is that guy's nation.
Well, it's about to be updated. So Democrats got 25 to 42 seats accounted for versus the 42 Republican seats. And the House, 2 Democrats.
Well, none of these are closed. I see what you're looking at. None of this is closed. This is what they currently had anyway.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, so not because the polls are still open, nobody has actually won. But I am looking at this, and this is kind of some good news. Andrew Gilliam, 50.3% right now against DeSantis' 48.5%. That's some kind of good news right there. I mean, it's early because only 3% of the precincts have reported, so we got 97% more to go. But that's some good news. So just keep tuning in with us, and we're going to keep covering this all night long. Isn't it time to go to break? I mean, who?
Joe Mans.
Who's that?
That's the award. In round, still.
That's that Wall Street award is.
That's what
he did.
He not. He's still making plaques and rounds.
Joe. That's the wood carver man.
Yeah, the trophy man rather.
So okay, we gotta take a break. When we come back, we got more coverage right here. This is Be Exposed Radio's election coverage, and we're here with you for the duration of the night. We'll be back.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
You're now listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It is what it is. Radio show.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, listen. All right, say situation. Cause I keep telling y'all, it's different situations in the child support thing. You can't just pinpoint one thing. You can't just say, "Oh, here did be. That's why you're on child support. Oh, he this. That's why you're on child support. Oh, she this. That's why she on child support." No, sometimes it could just go off of, "Oh, I just called him and asked him, can he pay for the pictures? He ain't want to pay for the pictures. I'm taking his ass downtown." Yup.
Well, you got to know. Know who you dating.
Hold up.
You just like
I just called her. I just called her and asked could she just get Junior some shoes. She couldn't even get him no church shoes. I'm taking her ass downtown. Now, when you go downtown, you go down there and you get $500. Right. Now you mad because you getting $500, and now you really ain't getting no shoes for Junior or Lord CC because you getting $500 now.
Right. Yeah, but you gotta remember, if you're a good father or a good mother, and you're paying child support, right? You still gonna go ahead and do all that because
hold up.
It's just what it is.
Hold on, and that's another situation.
Right.
But you know what that creates? Now when we at the party, mommy and daddy ain't even down there speaking to each other. Cause daddy done paid for the party, and he done came out of pocket this month with $600.
But right, that's your child.
Be mad.
Listen. He shouldn't be mad, but he also has another child with his wife.
That's on him.
Okay, go ahead. He got another child with his wife.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And you're taking away from him. And they taking away from him.
Well, he should have kept it in his pants.
Exactly.
Should have kept it in his pants. Stop complaining. Stop complaining. Stop complaining.
You on some whole, he on some whole other shit over here.
Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like, you know,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back to Be Exposed Radio's election coverage right here on BeExposedRadio.com. You have myself, Monny, and my other co-anchor, Nate, here in the building.
Hey.
And we are covering your election possibilities all the way up until the results come out. So, welcome. Look, I'm going to give y'all... I just went out. Okay, there I am. 410-702-5657 is the phone number here. You can call and let's chit-chat about where you are. Hopefully somebody can be honest about what they voted for and why. And let's go from there. Nate, who did you vote for?
Well, I definitely voted for Ben Jealous. I don't really... I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be bad, but there were too many comparisons to the former governor and mayor, O'Malley, and he didn't really like defend himself.
Oh, Ben
Jealous. He didn't really defend himself and separating himself from what is already. There have been a lot of people who surprisingly are supporting Hogan, but a lot of them are what people call culture vultures, both black and non-black people who really support him, who don't really see he only does what he needs to do, and he doesn't do much else beyond that.
Real quick, because we just got a little bit of an update. 31% of the precincts have reported in with the Florida governor's race, Gilliam versus DeSantis, and DeSantis is still in the lead. So it looks like we might be seeing... After
all those racial, well...
I mean, did I say DeSantis? Gilliam is in the lead. Sorry. Oh. I know people was probably panicking. No, Gilliam is in the lead with like 51%.
I'm worried about
Same thing
Atlanta.
goes for Nelson, who's running against the former governor of Florida. He's in the lead too with 52%. So that's I mean, this is early, but that's kind of exciting.
I'm really worried about Baltimore, Maryland, but I'm really worried about Atlanta. I'm really
Georgia.
I just don't. Well, it's just Atlanta. So do you really know what else is in Georgia? But I'm just worried that not enough people will get out. Well, that's only because you watch Designing Women.
No, I love Savannah. I've been to Savannah several times.
Oh, there's nothing really in Savannah.
What?
That's there.
The original place of the Underground Railroad.
Okay.
You don't know that?
Okay.
That's where it starts.
Okay.
Oh, you don't care? Okay.
I'm a millennial.
Negro. Okay, 7:30. Some of the polls are closing. North Carolina, Ohio, and West Virginia. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue this line of talk. We're going to get into some of this news that we have going on too, because I brought some stuff. So we're going to stay in the tradition of the show and continue to talk about these people too. You know, two charged in the attack of a woman doused with gas.
That sounds like it hurt.
Okay, look. I didn't know the Nats was in here too.
That's because of that
wine.
That sweet wine.
Oh God! So when we come back, the phone lines will be open too, so you can call us up in here too. 410-702-5657. Come on. We can talk about Megyn Kelly too. I mean, a lot of stuff going on with her is the result of why we're going through this today in the election, and because of the stuff the incendiary stuff that she says out of her mouth. But we'll do that when we come back. We'll be right back. It's Be Exposed Radio.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Ooh. Okay. Welcome back to Be Exposed Radio's election coverage 2018. Right here on BeExposedRadio.com. Join us on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and anywhere else you want to talk to us at. But our phone lines are open now at 410-702-5657. I'm joined in the studio with Nate Couser of the Artist Exchange every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. Nate, you were in the middle of telling us who you voted for.
Well, I did vote for Ben Jealous. When I
you did not vote for Elijah Cummings. Let's get to it.
I didn't. And part of my issue with him, one...
It's you.
It's me.
Your mic is too close to your phone. No, that. Your bass.
Part of the reason I didn't, one, because, and it would be easy to say, well, he had a health scare, but so did Hogan. But I really don't see his current impact. I know what he's done for that office since then, and I'm all for the blue wave.
What does a House of Representative do for you on a daily basis anyway?
But it's more local. It's more local connections that I don't think he has. He has a bunch of offices around the city, and I just don't see it anymore. Like, I see him being just like a ticket holder, or what you call a placeholder. And he had to get
that's what I'm trying to figure out too, because you said that earlier. What are you expecting from him?
More representation, more. I want to see him more. I want to see him in more of the conversations. I haven't seen him at any of the debates about schools or any of the meetings in terms of...
Because but you want to know why? I mean, I can answer that question of why you have not seen him there. Because that's state legislature.
Right.
He's not a state representative. Right. He's a representative of our state for Congress.
Right.
Which is a difference.
Right. But he's always been active in this community.
Correct.
And that's why he's been in office and been able to rise in the ranks.
I agree. I've never seen a town hall. Have you ever heard of him doing a town hall?
Not recently.
I've never.
He used to do them. He used to do stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't see him anymore.
But I think in the case of modern technology, that's probably why that's changed too.
But I don't even see him. The last thing I heard about from him is he had, what, cancer?
No, I still don't know.
That's the last thing that I heard from him.
I still don't know.
And then he only came out when P was running, and he spoke up for her. And that was it.
This is a bad sign. Stacey Abrams. They got 1% of the precincts in. Stacey Abrams has 27% of the vote.
Oh, no.
Oh, it just increased again to 28% of the vote, with 71 leading for Brian Kemp, the Republican.
How can they even think about...
It's only 1%.
So
only
this,
1%.
I'm just saying. So this was my post. I'm gonna read you
the problem is that the polls are closed down there at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and it's 7:30. So I wrote a post for the people of Georgia, and it's too late now because they lost. Georgia, y'all better get y'all loving hip hop, designing women, Southern Belle, Gladys Knight Chicken and Waffle, Daiquiri Shop, Georgia Peach Fake Asses, C.S. Madison Watching, So Deaf, Atlanta Housewives, Tyler Perry Studios, Asses Out. Like I want it all. I don't see none of them posting with their little I voted stickers. None of them. I don't see none of those people represented in that.
Nobody from the Housewives of Atlanta, none of that.
No, not even a Nene or, well, I knew.
Which would have been, for this season of Atlanta Housewives, which started just past Sunday, would have been a good look for them to be out there with the cameras, following her, showing them that they support her.
Well, I know Candy was in support of Abrams, but that was when she was vying for this election. But I haven't seen any of them out. If Oprah can get out and walk a block, because I don't think she walked more than a block. If she can get out and walk a block, why can't any of them that live there? Oprah is in LA now. She's not even on that coast anymore. And I think I saw Tyler say something about Abrams, but I wanted all these people right here that benefit from Georgia to be like at the forefront of supporting her.
So, okay, let's see if we got anything else. Florida's House 16, okay, the Democrat there is in the lead. Oh, I shouldn't do it that way. 51% to 2 for Shapiro, and Buchanan, the Republican, is 48%. Moving on, because I wanted to talk about this topic that I pulled. That was basically two charged in an attack of a woman doused with gasoline, and then they set her on fire. They didn't just douse her with the gasoline; they set her on fire. So, as two people have been arrested in the nation's capital after a woman was doused with gasoline and set on fire during a street brawl. News outlets report 39-year-old Darielle Gross and 17-year-old Mylon Barnes were arrested Wednesday night. Metropolitan Police said both are charged with assault with intent to kill while armed. The victim has been identified by the family as 46-year-old Stephanie Chase Wheeler. They say she was attacked Sunday while trying to break up a fight that began as a social media feud. That's that Baltimore hack shit.
That's that DC shit. That's DC. Don't bring that shit down
groups of teens.
That's that boat, what they call it, boat.
Chase Wheeler's daughter, Sade, says her mother will be hospitalized for months.
All those names seem like we already know who they are. Damn.
It's unclear if Barnes or Gross have a lawyer. I don't care.
They don't. They set people on fire. They don't.
They did it.
They don't.
Who cares if they have a lawyer or not, though?
Right. They set people on fire. They don't have a lawyer.
They did it.
Chances are they don't have a lawyer. What do I have to do for you to set me on fire? Like what? How mad do I have to make you for you to set me on fire?
But at that point when you're that mad, people always
you just
wonder.
Reaching for something like
I'm so quick.
Ooh, lighter fluid.
People always wonder why I'm so quick to cut somebody off and not talk to them no more and just move on with life.
Right.
It's because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're capable of, but I know exactly what I'm capable of. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm capable of. I just don't know what you are capable of. And to keep me from getting into altercation where I have to show you what I'm capable of, I'll move on. I'll get out of the way. You be you and but to set that bitch over there on fire, I won't be gone.
Well, they not gonna fuck with them no more. I know that's not gonna happen.
Well, they not gonna fuck with anybody anymore because they're going to jail. But at the same time, I don't want to spend months in the hospital because you done threw gasoline on me, set me on fire. But I gave you a bear hug of your life, and you in the hospital building next to me.
So did one person have the match and the other person have the lighter fluid? Like, did you just stand there? Did you?
No, the 17-year-old, what's her name, Mylon, probably was the one standing there with the lighter fluid. And the other like she, she probably had some tongs or something. Like she was at a grill.
She had that long one with the long stout.
And then she spurted her on her, and then look at the 39-year-old, the big grown ass bitch, just gonna throw a match.
Now she need to be the grown person and take the charge.
Right. And what you hanging out there with the 17-year-olds for anyway? Trying to set people on fire like you didn't think you was gonna get caught. That's what I'm saying. She's 39 years old with a mindset to think that she was not going to get caught.
Yeah. I mean,
how do you get that in your head?
But somebody saw you set her on fire, so somebody gonna say something.
I said something. I'm the one that called the police. I did it. You can blame me. I was the one standing outside and I had my cell phone in my hand like this, and then I was like, you know what? She's burning. 911.
You need to stay out of these.
Dario Gross and Mylon Bars set this lady on fire. She is now bald head. Can somebody come here and bring a lot of Vaseline?
It ain't her bald head. They
don't even say how bad what degree her burns is. And see, but my father died from burn related, complications. And they said his burns he was burned all over his body, but they weren't to the degree that he had other problems that contributed to the fact that he passed away.
Yeah.
It was, the direct result was because he was burned, but he had other problems that contributed to the burning being,
Yeah.
But this person, she's burned
from it.
And you have to believe that she's been burned all over her body for her to have to be in the hospital for months.
But
that's what she said. Her daughter says
like a house fire.
Her mother will be in hospitalized for months.
Yeah, but see the difference between being burnt and being in a house fire. House fire will cause more damage to you because you're breathing in fumes versus your skin. Your skin can recover from that. It's possible for you to come back and not know. But if she needs skin grafts and stuff like that,
she's gonna have a whole bunch of tilapia on her skin.
Right, then that may leave her open to some infection and stuff like that.
Until she gets the tilapia. The tilapia is what helps heal it. Tilapia has that kind of stuff, that healing power.
Because it's not real food.
It's not a real fish.
It's not real fish.
Keep eating it.
I used to, but I don't eat it no more. When they said it was,
I haven't had a tilapia in my life.
It's good though.
But I wouldn't know the difference between tilapia and whiting.
You would. It's a different taste though.
Is it?
Yeah. It's more meatier. It feels more
the tilapia?
Yeah.
Than whiting?
Yeah, whiting is like, a fish melt in your mouth. That's what it feels like.
Oh, you said my whiting melts in your mouth?
Yeah, how fish kind of
the bones don't melt.
They don't.
That's why sometimes I just can't stand
That's the scary part about the tilapia because it's so meaty and it doesn't have bones. That's the real.
And so, shoot, I keep dropping this thing. It's interesting because on a lot of ballots that are here in the U.S. of A, cannabis is on them.
Yeah. Well, they already started the procedure in most states, so.
I can't remember what states. I know Michigan
Maryland.
is one of them. Who?
Maryland
ain't it wasn't on my ballot.
No, it's not on the ballot, but Maryland's already started.
Because it already passed in the ballot.
Yeah.
It was already passed, and it should be legal, but then...
I was talking about places that already got the ball rolling.
Maryland and Annapolis, they stopped that real quick.
But for medicinal purposes?
No, it was voted for medicinal. I thought it was supposed to be on recreational this time.
That's
what never made it to the ballot because they're not ready for it. So, as I was saying, they were trying I think there was upwards of 5 new states that have legalized marijuana on their ballots. Maryland always behind. How are we always behind and we got we bring out most of the trends? Because people keep
stealing all the damn money and we house the Capitol. So people stealing.
See, some of the stuff that was even on my ballot, I was like, why? I could say it was upwards of $150 million on my ballot.
Yeah, the ones that stuck out to me was
I gave him all money though. Did you?
Yeah, I think it was one that I didn't though.
Because it was too much information to read in such a short period of time.
That's why you're supposed to read the pre-ballot that they sent to your house so
I
you
didn't
can
do
come
that.
prepared.
So I didn't do that.
Well, he's the reason that there's a lie. People like him is the reason that there's a lie.
No, it's not, because I was out of there in 10 minutes. Because you're not going to give me all the information before 10 o'clock. You're not.
And he's also the reason, people like him are the reason why we got all this debt. Because he clicked yes on
But if you can't explain to me what I'm voting for in a sentence or two.
Well, that was that's my complaint, because often the title of those questions up for
should explain everything.
It should, but sometimes it's like a headline where it gives you one thought, but when you start reading it, the jargon is so like flip flop.
It was like against, for, equity, inequity, all those words that I was like, this lady over here doesn't know what this was going on.
And that's my fear, that people are gonna go in there and not know how to comprehend, and then be like, no.
I said this lady over here does not know what's going on, but I can't help her because then that'd be me looking over her shoulder at her ballot.
Yeah.
She kept saying to the lady,
I don't
understand this.
Yeah, and somebody supposed to came over there and helped her.
She did.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to read it either.
Because she probably didn't understand it either. Yeah. That's the problem. I think those bills should be dumbed down. I hate to say it like that, but they should be in everyday jargon and not in whoever's writing this jargon. Because we don't work for those, government offices. So we gotta dissect and comprehend. And what if you're not on that reading level?
Exactly.
You just voting for something and don't know it, or just be like, well, you know what, I'm just gonna skip that.
How disappointed is it going to be if Abrams does not win?
I think it's gonna be very disappointing. It's gonna be very disappointing if she doesn't win, because she obviously is the best, and she is stating, like she went on The View last week and basically said the man who's running up against her, not only does he have other issues, but he's in charge of the voting. Yeah, the election.
Secretary of State.
Right. So how do you even get to do that without quitting your job?
Without having to resign. Right. But
So
that's Georgia for you.
Right. That's the South in general. So I'm just really anxious to see, because it was very close in his favor up until this point, the predictions, but
right. So Indiana, Braun, a Republican, is at 57.2%, and Donnelly, the Democrat, is at 38.8%, with 22% of the precincts reporting. I'm gonna get this net. I'm gonna get them.
Yeah, that's not a net no more. They're getting too big to be nets.
Oh, it's a fly.
Right. It's a full-fledged ass fly.
That's disgusting. How about that couple? I mean, I know I'm going back into Halloween days, but that was just last week. But that couple that was took pictures dressed as Beyonce and Jay-Z in blackface.
I didn't see that.
There you go. You can see it now.
Oh no!
And this was right after the Megyn Kelly debacle.
They don't even look like them. They look like that junkie couple that be rapping on.
Yeah. All right, let me got 1 minute. This is Big Exposed Radio, and this is the election coverage of 2018 midterms, and we are watching. Oh,
that's that couple right there.
And we are. So my phone lines are open 2-410-702-5657, and we are covering right now. We're paying close attention to Atlanta because their polls closed at 7 o'clock. So keep it tuned right here, and we'll be right back. Big Radio.
Boom, boom, boom.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and as Weeders, of course, won one with a home run, drove
right, hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that national series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that then
your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early into the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Get out of here! Get away from my cup! Stop it! Sorry. Welcome back. It's Big Exposed Radio Live. Come on.
It only coming because they didn't mess with me all day.
Look. Live. Alright, let me get them at the next break. This is Big Exposed Radio's election coverage right here, live. Okay, Wexton, winner in Virginia, House 10. So that's another seat that they pick up, the Democrats. Jennifer Wexton, she okay, she must have conceded because they only say, last time I looked, there was only 86 of the seats. So the Democrats picked up 22 seats from the Republicans. Interesting. So we got an update on Florida race with Andrew Gillum and DeSantis, 50.9% to DeSantis, 48.1%. He's 120,000 votes ahead.
They were likening him to Obama, so he has that charisma. So he gonna win. They were saying.
So what do you think the reason why, okay, with 4% of the precincts reporting in for Georgia, Kemp is at 69.9% to Abrams 29.6%.
Because
so what do you feel is the difference on why they are?
The real wealth in Atlanta, they don't vote. The old money in Atlanta is what keeps Atlanta going in terms of the politics, and they're the ones getting out and vote. And then everybody else is kind of like. Why
do you think Atlanta? I mean, you keep saying Atlanta, but we're going to talk about Georgia completely.
I'm just saying,
because Atlanta is a small portion of Georgia.
Well, I mean,
and so why do you think, though, after all that they've done, all the money they've raised, everything, all the doors they knocked on, I don't even want to ask this question because we're only at 4% of the vote.
That money came from the fakers and people like Oprah. Like, that's where the money came from. It came from the housewives and all of them. That's where the money came from because everybody went to the fundraisers and wanted to be seen, but ain't none of them get out and vote because it should be no reason that vote is that close with all the hoopla that this lady has had over the last couple months.
We got 8 minutes until the next polls close, which I think is the last.
In Georgia?
Yeah.
That's sad.
No, Georgia polls closed at 7. And everywhere else closes at 8.
Married to Medicine, Housewives of Atlanta, Love and Hip Hop.
You screaming out all the black shows.
And
but that's what I'm saying. I don't understand
reason.
how that black people are still a minority in Georgia. Well, they must not be having enough babies.
Well, the thing is, most of the people in Atlanta, well, I keep saying Atlanta, but in Georgia. Most of, well, that's the thing. Most of the people live in Conyers and the hood parts of Atlanta, and then everybody else that's a big rural country. I mean, rural state. So it's not a lot of. It's really not a lot of people in beyond Atlanta. Atlanta has a lot of people, and places around Atlanta, but
Savannah has a lot of people though.
Yeah, but that's not too far from Atlanta.
It's about an hour and a half.
That's still
2 hours,
that's like DC.
like that.
So that's still.
No, it's not.
I'm just saying that's like DC to us, but it's not. And that's where people go to live when they can't live in Atlanta. So most of the people that you be surprised at the people who are.
This is another one I'm watching for Tennessee only because of Taylor Swift. Marsha Blackburn, the Republican there, is trying to keep her seat.
That's what she wanted.
This is the one where Taylor Swift says she's not supporting her. So that's another one that I'm watching too. Not to mention that North Carolina's House 9, 50.6 to McCready and 48% to the Republican Harris. Then we have North Carolina's House 13 with Miss Manning, 49.1% to the Republican, 48.8 Bud. I don't want a House representative named Bud. It just makes me think of the Bundys. And I don't want to think of them.
That's what comes to mind.
Right. So look, the phone lines are open 410-702-5657. We're going to keep covering this into the wee hours. I really want to cover this into the fact that I know that Abrams won and Jealous won, which I haven't reported on. So I need to find out what's going on with Jealous and where they are, because our polls close in 6 minutes too, at 8 o'clock. So,
I'm nervous for this city. One, because Hogan has state. I said Hogan.
You said city.
Oh, I'm
the city is already. You should have been worried for 2 years now.
Well, I have been. I've been worried since he's gotten in there.
Not him, her.
Well,
if I had one, I would show you, and it's called a bowl, but I don't.
It's a bowl.
Right.
Reverse.
And trim around it.
Not really. They just bump it. It could be uneven.
I hate a bump.
But I'm really nervous because ultimately we've realized, even since Stephanie was here, that the governor has really been running this country.
Right.
I mean, I keep saying this country, this city in general. Like, unlike the other counties in this state, he's running this city, and they're just sitting there collecting their monthly stipend.
Right.
Like, that's all I see. And I, like, being an artist, I'm really seeing the effects of, say, his wife is the president of MICA. So I'm seeing...
Whose wife?
Hogan's wife. That Asian lady is the president of MICA.
Oh, she Asian?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know specifically where she from, but we just gonna say Asian.
I don't pay attention to her. I never did.
But she's over MICA. So we've seen a lot of benefits get funneled into that school, and that's why. So what else are you doing for the city beyond giving your wife carte blanche to run her university however she sees fit? Like, what else are you doing? There's a university less than 5 minutes up the street.
Maybe she's the reason why turnout for Artscape was so down. Not to mention it rained, but...
Well, people in general are tired of Artscape because a lot of the rules, and it's really, Artscape is really put on by MICA. Like, MICA in the city kind of gets together, and people are getting tired of being, like, it used to be a vehicle for artists to be able to make a couple dollars doing Artscape. Now it's so many hoops, and it went from this to that, and it's all being, it's a lot more university.
We got to take a break. When we come back at the top of the hour, we're going to continue this discussion, as well as we're going to continue with the updates on the live election results right here on BigExposedRadio.com.
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back.
He saved my life, sir.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All right, welcome back to Be Exposed Radio as we do our live election coverage for 2018, the midterm election. And me and Nate have been engrossed in conversations back and forth, but I want to give you a little bit of update. For Gilliam, his lead has dwindled down just a little bit. Now he's at 78,000 votes ahead, and 60% of the vote has been called in as of 8 o'clock. We have a little bit more stuff getting ready to come in as we're still watching the polls. So we were talking about Micah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And all this is alleged, but it's the damn truth. So Micah in the city, John Hopkins, basically, because John Hopkins is in the art school. That's the art school for John Hopkins. But they put on with the city in conjunction with the city. But the artscape is going down because the people who come from like other countries, other states to be vendors are getting lesser and lesser because they're tired of spending their money and not making out, and they pay a lot of money in order to do it. And you can see that the types of artists that they're bringing in aren't really, it's being catered towards that Micah John Hopkins community and not.
They're showing winners right now for seats for Democrats. Elizabeth Warren keeps her seat. I did vote for Ben Cardin too. He keeps his seat. Tom Carper at Rhode Island's Sheldon Whitehouse. He was the real verbal at the Kavanaugh hearings.
I just need them to do something. This whole blue wave, I need them to do something.
I didn't see what they said about Missouri, but they said it's too early to call for Claire McCaskill, Democrat, and too early to call for Phil Bresden, Democrat, in Tennessee against the one we were just talking about. I can't never remember that lady's name. I don't care about her. Blackburn.
Blackburn.
I think that's her name.
That's what her name is.
Blackheart, because that's what I think it is. I'm still trying. I'm to get an update on what's going on with Maryland governor's race. So now we're at 31 seats. 31 seats, 27 seats remain. So we're up to 31 seats. We need 51 seats in the Democratic lane to take control of the Senate.
This is this. But Whoopi said something, I believe yesterday, like, even if these Democrats get the seats, you can't get to, and if they don't get the seats, you cannot turn the Senate or the House into, well, we're not doing anything. Like, we're going to stalemate the country until his time is up. Like, you can't. They still have to do something. Like, I need to see results of all this voting and all. I need to see results. I'm not going through another 4 years like we had to go through.
You gotta understand, there might not be any choice in that matter.
Yeah, because but I'm talking on both sides.
If you're trying to talk about if you see results, if the House is still Republican control, say for instance all of this went south, the House is still Republican control, the Senate is Democrat control, or vice versa.
Right.
They have to come to compromise.
Yeah, and
but
they're not.
As you can see, there is no compromise on that side. You either do what they want to do
or nothing.
Or nothing. So you might be in that position either way. Pennsylvania governor incumbent Tom Wolf won his seat as the governor again. That was just
tragic. What state again? Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
That's not surprising.
Democrat.
The polls are now closed.
Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker, Republican, won his seat. He's staying governor of Massachusetts.
So our polls are closed here now in Baltimore.
Yep, they closed. Next polls closed. Oh, there is more polls that are closing. Okay, probably in the Midwest because they're an hour behind. What else did I want to tell you?
What's the next story?
Go to the what?
I said, what's the next story?
Oh, that the phone lines are open. Oh, it just dropped down again. Okay, 82% of the votes are in. 23,000 for Gilliam. He's ahead 23,000 right now with 49.6 of the votes.
So it went up.
Yeah, no, it went down. His gap went down.
Oh my God.
No, it's at 23,000, and that's at 82%.
But for even Republicans have to realize, like, letting this continue, like, it's not going to be good for them either.
Okay, he's 90,000 votes ahead of her. Brian Kemp of Stacey Abrams in Georgia, 65.6% of the vote.
If y'all fake
to her 33.9, and that's only with 8% in, and they've been closed since at 7 o'clock. So I don't know if they can't count, or they shot all their fingers off, or maybe they shot all their fingers off, and they just don't have nothing to count with. They don't have an abacus.
They have a lot of counties, so I'm hoping that that's the problem.
It's what?
Georgia has a lot of counties.
But he's in charge of the vote. And it's only 8% in. You are the person you running in the election.
8% of the votes are in?
It's only 8% of the precincts have reported in. And you've been closed since 7. It's 8:05.
I don't know who thought this was a good idea.
But I don't understand. Like, why are we waiting for your votes to come in of a department that you're running?
That's another thing.
You're in charge of, and you're running for governor. That's just bad business right there. I would say you lost just on base of that.
So the bills need to be simplified in the language. And if you're going to run for office, if you're already holding an office or a position or a spot that is government-based, you need to rescind or quit. Like, you need to resign in order to run. That needs to be a law.
Agreed.
I mean, even though that did happen with Hillary, where she was still running, and then she went back once she lost the first time. But I think you have to quit.
Ooh, my sister need a manicure. I'm sorry. Happy birthday to my sister. Today's her birthday. And she just posted a picture of her I voted sticker. Mine's right here.
I didn't even want to take it.
Why?
Because it's
what
just...
you got against it?
Because that's what the voting has become about. Like, I gotta get my sticker and I gotta show everybody that I voted.
I don't think that.
They're supposed to be doing the app. They're supposed to be doing the app that shows who voted and who doesn't vote.
Right.
And I want that.
That's what you want. You want to see that. That's what you want to see.
Since I've been 18, I missed one election, and I thought I was going to die.
Gosh. Really? They really want to get in?
I thought I was going to die. And that's it. That's the only election that I've ever missed. And I can't even tell you which one it was because I feel so bad.
That's sad. But the phone lines are open 410-702-5657. Hopefully you guys are following along as we continue to report this. Sounds like this is exciting news for Texas. Only 13% of the precincts have reported in. But the Democrat there, Beto O'Rourke, 167,000 ahead, is at 58.5% to Ted Dick Nose Cruz, 40.9%.
That's good.
I hope he loses. I think he needs to go ahead and just,
die.
Oh,
I'm just
that's
saying.
not what I was going to say. I was going to fornicate his nose in the room by itself.
I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to put it out.
Okay, I'm not going to address it on this show.
That sounds like something vicious about to come out.
That was going to come out?
Right.
No, I'm just kind of disillusioned tonight. What?
Oh, my.
The autopsy finds that Mac Miller...
He had drugs?
He had drugs and alcohol in the system.
That's not a surprise.
It says the coroner has ruled that rapper Mac Miller's death was an accidental overdose due to a combination of drugs and alcohol. The coroner reported released Monday named the 26-year-old Miller cause of death was a mixed toxicity. It says saying cocaine, alcohol, and the powerful opioid fentanyl were found in his system.
Oh my! That's another thing. I am shocked at how many 30 and unders are crackheads. Like that is, we're used to our uncles and grandfathers and some fathers being junkies.
It's so interesting that these precincts right here that are coming up, I'm just looking at the Florida thing on the Panhandle. These are the places that suffered during the hurricane.
And they're coming up Republican.
When he didn't even show his face.
Nope.
That's interesting to me. Y'all living in tents.
Still.
And Gilliam from Tallahassee came over there to see y'all and supported y'all, gave out food, and walked your communities trying to help y'all get stuff done.
They don't care. They still see him as a black man. And
that whole time, sorry, I can turn this down. That whole time, that's crazy. He was too busy running ads about how he reading his child Donald Trump books.
Did you see the commercials though?
Yes.
He said, I got a truck. And I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But he said, I got a truck.
Did you see the back of the book that he was reading his son? It says, grab him by the pussy.
Yeah.
At the bottom. Like, I just made that up. But that sounds like it would be true.
It probably
you
is. That's the publisher company.
You believed it.
Grab him by the pussy ink. I would believe it.
So, Ariana Grande is supposed to be doing something for Mac Miller at his funeral.
Fuck her. I don't like her.
He loved her, though.
I don't care about her. Because she still hasn't spoken out about that pastor situation. So
what pastor situation?
At Aretha's funeral.
At Aretha's funeral?
Yeah.
What happened with this pastor that you're talking about? I'm in the loss.
Everybody claimed that they saw how he was groping her. Oh. And she never spoke out.
Wait a minute, something just changed. Something just changed in the Florida race. Now DeSantis is 37,000 votes ahead. And so is Rick Scott. He's 14,000 votes ahead. All because of the Panhandle hurricane victims.
And that's exactly. But the lady who guest co-hosts on The View, she's from Florida and she's a Republican, and she said a lot of them vote Republican. A lot of them
just
vote
automatically.
Republican. Just automatically.
Sad.
Because they want a better life. So
well, they did say that, I did hear the reports about how Rick Scott did a good job during the hurricane and stuff like that. But what they have to do with DeSantis? He's getting ready to be your governor. He did not do a good job.
Nope.
He didn't do a good job when he was in Congress either.
And he's not even vouching for him. Like, he's not doing a lot of, promoting him. When they asked him about, he was like, well, my voice is going to continue to be heard.
Right.
So that's the problem. A lot of Republicans aren't speaking up. They're just quitting. Opposed to, speaking up.
Wow. This is shaping up to be...
it's scary.
Very scary. Look, phone lines are open. I will hear your concerns. 410-702-5657. What do you think about what's going on right now? Are you even following along? That was one of my main questions. But
that's why I don't like the stickers, because that's all people focus on is their sticker, and then it's like...
Right. I do have a poll question, a people poll question that we're going to answer is for next week's show. But the people poll question says, wait a minute, next week. Hold on. Am I here next week? I am here next week. I have to figure out when I leave. I leave Tuesday night, though. The people poll question is, how do you vote? Do you vote Democrat, Republican, Independent, other?
I've never voted Republican, I can say that. But I have voted for other. I have voted for others. Mostly people that I knew personally, and I probably worked on their campaigns and stuff, but other than that...
Damn, Marsha Blackburn just came in with a big slap to Bredesen's face with 67.7 of the vote, with 4% of their precincts in Tennessee for Senate. O'Rourke is still in the lead, 56.5% in Texas for Senate.
And this is all coming from them people that's voting for them others.
It just shot up from 25 to 31 seats that the Democrats now hold for the U.S. Senate and 35 seats in the House of Representatives. They need 218 to take control and 51 to take control of the Senate.
There should have been a time where like the Green parties and the Democrats be like, look, this is what we about to do. Opposed to wait till you see like the overall results and how much the other voters got.
DeSantis is at 49.6% of the vote to Gilliam's 49.2% for Florida governor.
But how much? What percent of their votes are in?
87%.
Ooh.
That's very tight. Abrams, goodness, 12% of the vote. I mean, come on, Georgia, what is going on? What are y'all like that,
man?
They in there counting like that.
Oh, I messed up.
Mouth dry shut.
I messed up.
7, 8, because they at 17% in, and your polls have been closed since 7 o'clock. What are y'all keeping a secret for? I don't think they want to tell anybody that she won until they actually had the final number.
Already declared her the winner, though.
Who?
NewYorkTimes.com.
New York Times already declared her the winner.
Yeah.
Oh, let's find out.
They already did. Unless that's a fake.
Are you sure? Or you just made that up?
I did. That's what I'm looking at now. Well, I'm not looking at it now, but.
Oh, I still haven't reported on anything from Maryland because no one cares. I'm just saying. They're still not going to do anything for us. That's what they're saying.
Because they don't care. You somewhere getting a manicure, pedicure. They don't care.
I haven't seen her out doing anything, really.
She been doing more, what was the last thing she was out doing?
So our polls just closed at 8 o'clock, so it's 8:15. Nothing's been reported yet. Everything is still zeros. I never heard of this person named Sean Quinn, who's the libertarian that's in our governor's race.
I was worried about some of them because they had a lot of libertarians on the ballot. Did you vote for Harris? He was your delegate?
I did, actually. Okay, so I voted down the ballot Democrat, and then I voted for Harris. I did vote for him. I seen his name on there, and I was like, okay, fine.
He's one of the delegates for your area. For your area.
Huh?
For your area. The 40th district. The 40th district.
I really don't know what a delegate does, so I don't care.
But they're more neighborhood based. Like they handle more. That's what Cummings was for a very long time. That's why people are so used to seeing his face, and the fact that he's now got to a point where you only talk to his.
I'm sorry, you're speaking to a choir. It sounds like a paycheck to me. That's just useless.
It is. I mean, it's not useless because the more local you get, the more decision-making power that they actually do have. So it's good to know people who are in those offices because often you don't even know who your delegates are.
I almost fell asleep.
You don't know who your delegates are now. That means they somewhere collecting a paycheck for free.
They never knocked on my door.
Yeah. You've met a delegate before. What was the guy name that came on last year? He came on my show last year. The white guy, real young.
So he's a councilman. He's not a delegate.
Well, no, yeah, he was a councilperson.
He is a councilman. He's still there.
Not for long. He don't want to do it no more.
Oh, he wants to quit.
Yeah, they kept slapping him on his hand. Like everything that he would say out in the public, or they would quote him, he would get in trouble for that.
What is really getting in trouble? You're an elected official. There's nobody getting you in trouble unless
but if you're not the majority,
unless you're getting in trouble by your community, you can't get slapped. See,
Unless
that's why I can't be in
you're
one
not
of those
the
positions because I
majority.
can see me throwing chairs.
Well, you gonna be in you need to move to Africa then, because that's
Oh
what they do.
no, I'm not moving there. I'm never going there. No.
Africa is a nice place.
See, I like these polls. Has anybody ever taken you taken a civics poll?
Why would I do that?
Because I like this company. This company is actually doing good work with their polling because you get some real accurate polls. Although they're online and people don't like doing online polls when it's not a physical person involved. But these, like, they ask you questions like, "Are you a resident of the state of Maryland, and and are you registered to vote?" See, I've never got asked that question besides on TV when somebody's talking to me through a TV tube.
Right.
You know, but this is actually a poll that everybody can take. Who are you? Number 2 says, if the election of the governor of Maryland were held today, who would you vote for? I chose Ben Jealous, of course. Oh, did you say we got to go to break? Okay. All right, we got phone lines are still open 410-702 as we're going along with tonight's results for election during our election coverage. This is Be Exposed Radio. Phone lines are open 410-702-5657, and we'll be right back.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
With Monny about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back to
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say is that I can understand 100% where Jennifer Holliday is coming from, and that's sort of kind of where my 20% came from. When I basically came out and said who I voted for, I received a lot of backlash. Even on my own talk show, which comes on every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m., I was called a coon. Okay, yeah, shout out for the plug. But yeah, someone actually, they told CJ Bernie that I was a coon, and that really hurt me. I've been called everything from a fat whatever and everything, but someone actually commented on his Facebook
I didn't even say that. That's kind of
called me a coon, but it's it's crazy because I just feel like someone like Jennifer Holliday. I understand why she stepped down, but I'm kind of upset with her because I think she still should have performed. If you're going to jump out there, then stand in your truth. Don't let no one stop you or change your mind about anything. And listen, no one put a gun to her head and made her sign on for that. But it just seems like, she was basically, she was bullied.
But see, the thing about it is they will put a gun to her head to not do it.
I don't think so.
Well, that's what the threat says. You got to tell. It's why it's called a threat. You don't know the hypotheticals in there that could happen to you.
Why do you think
she's not a well-known singer? So she's not going around with security. As soon as she goes to get her tracks at the mall,
right?
Pow!
Right, but at the same time,
we got a whole bunch of dead cats.
Yeah, but like what she said in the footage, today on The View was basically it's not white people who was threatening her. It was us who was threatening her.
Right. Where do you think she live? I think she live in Atlanta.
Exactly.
They gonna get her at the Ku Klux Klan mall and drag her by her hair. Her hair made a cat. She got the new weave.
I don't have Jennifer Holliday money, honey. I don't know what it might be because it's. I don't got Jennifer Holliday money, but. Me personally, I feel as though, like I said, once I kind of came out, and even being on this show, because I'm pretty sure the headline says Trump supporter, I'm putting a lot of myself out there. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show. It is Be Exposed Radio, and this is our live election coverage of 2018 midterm elections right here on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm joined by my co-anchor right here. This is Nate Couser of the Artist Exchange every Monday and Friday.
And I'm just waiting for pizza.
That's interesting.
I'm just waiting.
How long you gonna wait?
I mean, you can go. I can get Grubhub right now. We can pull that up right now.
This sounds weird.
It does when you're not listening. It does.
I don't know. It sounds like something that wasn't supposed to be said.
No,
did you hear that?
I did not. I heard pizza. That's what I heard.
Is that somewhere in Texas?
No, it's right here. Right here at Sweet 7-Eleven.
So here we are, still waiting for election results to come in for the state of Maryland, and I don't see any. They're still not, and the polls have been closed since 8 o'clock. It's 8:23 right now. Okay, we got some results coming in. Hold on. Let's see what we got. Ooh, Montgomery County. I know that's right. And we got Dorchester County. Have you ever been to Dorchester?
I've driven through Dorchester.
You've been through Dorchester?
Yes, that's not a place.
Where you were headed to? To the ocean? So I'm just trying to...
Dorchester. It's just a bunch of grass.
Oh, no, this isn't working. Oh, this just died.
It just died.
You did.
You got some batteries right there?
They did, too.
Oh, okay.
This died. So anyway, we're talking about Maryland right now. It looks like two counties have reported in so far. We've been jealous. The winner of Montgomery County at 66,000 votes. 55.9% of the precincts are in.
PG baby, go ahead, PG baby. Come on, PG.
That was Montgomery County, not Prince George's.
I'm just saying, PG, because that's.
And then we got, well, this is not even a lot of votes, so I don't even know. This sounds kind of embarrassing. Did you get it? No, I didn't. Sounds kind of embarrassing, though, but Dorchester County has, upwards of 3,000 votes in. And, and Larry Hogan's taking that.
Because there's only like 12 people there.
3,000.
That's it.
Let's see if we can get some full Maryland results real quick, and then I can give you a little bit more of an update on that. Sorry, my batteries died. Oh, okay, there we go. We back. And Democrat. Okay, so here we got a total of votes right now. So, in the Democratic Party of 93,000 votes. Let's see if we can find something out about our governor. So there's the Senate, which we already knew Ben Cardin won his seat. He's keeping his seat. And then the
Elijah
governor's
Cummings
race.
keeping his seat.
Who?
Elijah Cummings keeping his seat.
I didn't even see Elijah Cummings yet. But they have been jealous in the lead right now for the state of Maryland.
Okay, Ben.
Which is amazing. Ohio. Have you ever been to Ohio?
I have.
What was the purpose? You was
I plead the fifth.
You were going to go get a price quote on railroad tracks?
No, I went to college with somebody. We went there for Thanksgiving.
How was that?
It was Ohio.
Was it a typical Thanksgiving or Ohio
it was
Thanksgiving?
hood.
Or Ohio
has
Thanksgiving?
hoods.
It was what?
Ohio has hoods.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes, I know.
Beto O'Rourke for Texas is still in the lead with 51% of the vote. He has 61,000 votes ahead of Ted Dick Nose Cruz.
Not Dick
with
Nose.
32% of the votes. And their polls actually don't close until 9 o'clock, so that's some good news right there because they're in Texas, which is also an hour behind.
Is it 9 o'clock our time?
9 o'clock our time. They close our 9 o'clock our times. Marsha Blackburn is, damn, she is killing him. Phil Bredesen, you are a loser. I mean, I'm sorry, but you are. You get ready to lose. Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn is killing him with 153 votes ahead.
K. Michelle, where you at?
Like, Memphis, what is going on? Indiana. Mike Braun is 165,000 votes ahead. He's the Republican coming in to take the incumbent seat of Joe Donnelly. And then we got Rick Scott, who's 32,000 votes ahead of Bill Nelson, the Democrat incumbent, with 50.2% of the vote for Florida.
This gonna make my stomach hurt.
I know. Like, are we gonna go into it? And this is 91% of the vote. It's in. We'll be right back, though. This is Big Exposed Radio live coverage of the election.
We about to go already?
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Just a bit outside radio show.
There is one glaring stat that I read about while watching the games over the weekend. New York Yankees went 22 straight innings with at least one strikeout.
Really?
That's a major league record for the postseason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statistic.
It is, and then when you think about it, it's like, okay, that, to me, that's like a big reason why, they're losing right now.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular. It's getting that person money. It's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We live.
Oh my goodness, that was something else. But
welcome back. It's Be Exposed Radio, and you are listening to our live election coverage of 2018 in the midterm elections. Welcome back, though. The phone lines are open too at 410-702-5657. The phone number is right there at the bottom of your screen. I'm joined here with my co-anchor Nate Couser of the Artist Exchange. Nate, I can't remember what we were talking about, though. I know.
K. Michelle, because Tennessee is losing. Where are you at, Miss Whiskey?
K. Michelle ain't got no fans.
She got fans out there.
Not since she got rid of her butt.
Oh, wow.
So like, you thought she was going to have anybody that was on her side when she
trying to be a country western singer. Oh, she probably Republican too. So never mind, K. Michelle. Go ahead about your business.
So, and I was talking about this civics poll because I actually like them, and they send you, you know, they give you a poll. They send you a poll every week. You can choose to take it or not. It's not like they're forcing you, but they got some great.
That
questions
seems like a lot
on
of pages.
This ain't the whole poll. The rest of this is the results of old polls that I wanted to bring up, but now it doesn't really look like it matters because
That's
now
a lot.
Ron DeSantis has 80,000 votes ahead of Andrew Gilliam with 49.9% of the vote.
That's scary.
And the polls closed at 8 o'clock there too. This is sad because they're, you know, it's so disappointed that we always look to Florida for, you know, different things. Like when Florida usually does is part of one of
Florida?
No. Nationally, Florida is usually part of the deciding vote on president, and now it's staying status quo to what they've always done in the past. They don't never change. It's always the same. It's
well, that's until and I can never remember her name, but she guest co-hosts on The View. Until she said that,
Anna Navarro.
Yeah, so she said she's been a Republican way before Bush Jr. She's been a Republican. She said most of the people there vote Republican, right? Because they feel like it's going to give them a better life. But did you see your relatives in cages? Did you see that? Like at any point did you see that?
That's what I'm saying too, because this is kind of disappointing because, you know, a lot of people from Puerto Rico came and moved into Florida because I guess they wanted to stay somewhere where it was warm all year round.
And he don't even think you are a part of the country.
Though they did not vote for the Republicans. They were all voting for Democrats. So that was a good thing to hear. But at the same time,
where their votes counted,
where is it showing that? Because this is like the typical vote aspect right here. This is the typical data that we usually get when we see these results. Every time it's the election in Florida, it's never a change.
Never.
It's always the same. It's always Republican held.
But that's how Georgia is, because I don't think they've had a Democratic.
But how do you infuse that many people and still stay the same?
Well, they don't count the votes.
It sounds like something's wrong to me too.
And I'm telling you what she said. Most of the people down there vote Republican. They still vote Republican. So even though, if all of Puerto Rico still came over there, most of the people who are already there are still voting Republican. So it's either going to balance out or it's still going to be lopsided.
Not with the vote being so tight, because right now it's really, really tight. So he's like 80,000 votes ahead. So we need 80,001 people to change this.
And what, 10%? So 10% is going to sway that vote.
Right. That's crazy. So, he increased again. 53.1% for Ted O'Rourke. And that's with 46% of the precincts.
They sitting there laughing right now. Like, they really laughing. Like, these Democrats just knew they was about to win. If I hear one woke-ass person talk about elections tomorrow, I'm going to punch you in your face. That's all I'm saying. See, we'll never win.
It's so interesting that I'm not going to name his name, but one of our counterparts here at the station already had told us that he did not vote. And that's, it's sad that we just keep talking and talking and talking about this and still showing the same results about people being assholes and not voting.
I'll feel comfortable having been jealous, but I'm still looking at the country at large and the decisions that Trump has already threw in the toilet. And you had so much to say and then vote. Oh my God. He said, nope, I don't get into that. But you had so much to say.
He did. He had a whole bunch of opinions and things about the stuff that's not happening for him. But don't have a voice.
It's woke stuff. It's woke stuff. It's not actual factual. It's like stuff. Because he probably Republican.
That's crazy. At this point, I couldn't say anything because I did my civic duty.
Yeah, but that's one person. And it's how many other people feel like
the same exact way. The jungle. That asshole feels the same way. And you're assholes. And that's what you're going to be called from now on.
Complete assholes. That's your name. I'm no longer calling you Jungle and Mark. You're asshole one and asshole
Less
two.
than smart assholes. Like, I don't even know how you only got one job, and that's to push it out, and you still.
But they both work jobs that are owned by other people, and those people are voting against you, the employee.
Very accepting of their status quo. They just like it. They like it. They like just barely surviving.
They like having woke conversations. You can't have woke conversations if shit is in your favor. It doesn't work. So they just like...
Shit is in your fingers? I hate it.
It's just in your...
I don't know what to tell them. I mean, it's sad to me. It's not. I don't see where the eye-opening part of this comes into play. Like when you was like, I see the truth. I know the truth, but I don't want to do anything about it.
Because they don't have nothing else to talk about on Facebook if shit get fixed. So they don't have nothing, no more likes.
I don't understand the point where people like to suffer. I don't get that. You'd like
because they don't feel like they suffering
and living this way.
They don't feel like they suffering because they get a paycheck every 2 weeks. They don't feel like that's suffering.
But it is. How many times? But you are suffering. I don't care how many tennis shoes you buy. You are still suffering. You are below the poverty line.
Yeah, because you had to save up for them tennis shoes.
You did. Or you had to subside on paying a bill. Oh, that's okay. I'll get another bill next month, so I'll pay it then. That's asinine.
Now it's 2 bills, dumbass.
That's asinine and a late fee.
All 4 pair of tennis shoes.
All 4 pair of tennis shoes. All 4 pair of tennis shoes. And that, you'll forego having internet service for a pair of tennis shoes. Now you can't even look for a better job. So
or
stupid.
other tennis shoes. Oh, man.
I hate it. I hate the stupidity of it all.
They so woke, though.
You just see that? Taking me through it. I'm sitting here like pissed and peeved right now. You have no idea.
If you ordered pizza, you would have been fine. It would have been. It would have been here by now.
There's not going to be any pizza, sir. You can let go.
I feel this bamboozle. I really do.
There's not going to be any pizza.
I feel
it's just me and you here. You
we could have finished the pizza.
I'm not that hungry.
Well, I am. You gotta put it in the refrigerator.
So, it seemed to have moved on from the Florida race because...
People so selfish.
I don't feel like playing.
I wish I could smoke weed because this would be a good moment to smoke some weed. Did not care about anything.
You been thinking about it?
I do. Like, I just feel stressed. Like
you don't know if the world's gonna be here tomorrow. Is that what it is?
Yeah, like my stomach has literally been upset for the last week.
Well, get ready for this disappointment because it looks like that's what you're going to get. Even at McCaskill, with 1% of their precincts in Missouri, she's still losing. Marsha Blackburn in Tennessee still has 61.4%.
That's because what you're calling on Kim Burrell online doing live and shit instead of being out laughing and giggling. Thanks, Kim Burrell.
But we got good news in Texas. I'll take this win because I'm happy for Ted Cruz to lose his job, and that's not something that you should say on a regular basis about somebody getting fired.
He hasn't done anything.
But Ted Cruz is an asshole,
yeah.
And I want him to lose his job.
Yeah.
And Beto O'Rourke seems to be doing it. He has 52.7% of the votes at 46% to protect Dick Nose Cruz. I think that's impressive to unseat that asshole that shut down the government before. He forgets he did that, though. Now he's against, when Trump said he wanted to shut down the government, he wants to be against it. But he forgot he did it, too.
Yeah, but he was the spokesperson for it.
Because that was the first time I met him, and I kept seeing him actually form his face into the position of sucking his own nose that looks like a dick. Like, how do you do that? Oh gosh! All right, where are we going with this? Like I said, 64.4% Marsha Blackburn against Bredesen, 37.4% with 35% of the precinct in. Let's see if we have an update on Maryland.
It don't matter.
Ben Jealous is still up with he's 3,000 votes ahead of Hogan. Let's see what else we have here for this. Let's drill down deeper. With how dare Baltimore County? Baltimore County went to Hogan.
I'm not surprised. That's where all the fake people who move out the city go live. So
it's a damn shame we got to keep swatting at that. 59,000.
It's because of Hogan.
59,000 votes, and Hogan has to lead.
Thanks,
over
Baltimore County.
Over Ben Jealous is 41,000.
Thanks, Baltimore County.
But what? Again, that turnout seems weird to me. If 600,000, close to upwards of 600,000 people live in Maryland, that's 100,000 people right there in Baltimore County alone.
Well, Baltimore County is huge.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But that's only 100,000 people.
Well, the further you get out west, it's not a lot of people there. It's big farms.
There has to be upwards of 2 million people that live in Baltimore County.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the counties outside of that, it's not that many people.
Oh, no, but I'm talking about Baltimore County and specifically 100,000 votes.
Yeah.
If you tally these two numbers up, that's 100,000.
Yeah. No.
And that's how many votes is right now that makes Hogan, I don't care, have the lead.
Thanks to the people that live in Pikesville and
well, overall for the state, Ben Jealous is still in the lead.
Parkville.
Parkville is city.
They think they county. And who the other people?
But overall, 108,000 votes, and Ben Jealous is still leading. But that's only 2% of the precincts reporting in.
Oh, wow.
Because there's nothing from Baltimore City.
But I'm just saying, if Baltimore County is voting for us.
But that's because of the Baltimore Sun, I do believe.
I think I'm going to drink.
You going to drink? Not this.
I think I'm about to drink. I want something brown.
I'm not drinking any of this because I already knew how this was going to go. You couldn't have told me anything different. I don't care how many times they pumped y'all head up on CNN, Fox, all those other channels. They couldn't have told me any different about how this was going to go.
And the people who, like, it's this lady Wimbush. I don't know who this chick is.
As soon as the guy in Georgia told me he wasn't quitting his job to run for governor, I knew this was going downhill.
Yeah. But that's a real conflict. It's like you set yourself up.
You thought it was going to change anything? I've never seen this before either, that where somebody that was the person that was running in charge of elections was actually going to stay running the elections department and run and count your votes. Because he probably in the counting office right now counting them.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5.
They calling the race.
6. Paper cut. 7.
Look, they trying to call a race.
Who's this?
This was
a fake site.
No, this is on the TV screen.
Oh, what TV screen?
That's a TV screen.
Let me see.
I'm trying to see what the message say on there. It don't show the channel.
Some fake site. How does this graphic make any sense? It doesn't. 108 to 105.
That mean they trying to call it.
They can't. And it's only, like I said, it's only 2% of the vote in. 2% of the precincts have reported. They can't call nothing. Coming up next, though, we still got the election coverage going on, but coming up next at 9 o'clock is Old School Bruja with La Fueza. Did I say that right?
No.
Like that? That's not it either.
Hogan becomes first GOP governor to win second term in Maryland since
what are you reading
1954.
Now? That same thing? That fake site?
It got the WBAL-TV logos on it.
Look, we'll be right back, though. The phone lines will be open as soon as we get back here, right here on BigExposRadio.com.
So that means that's who they're endorsing.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it, eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
but what if you? I'm just saying. I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually. You don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that. Okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something. Okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money on.
Unrealistic. I'm sorry.
It's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Republican? Yeah, for Governor Bill Lee. Wins governorship in Tennessee. Arkansas governor, incumbent Asa Hutchinson.
What's the percentages?
They're not showing. They're just telling you who won.
The seats for the seats that you had up before.
Oh, I gotta wait till they come back around. Rhode Island, we got a new. And she kept her seat as governor. Gina Raimondo. 87 vote, 96%.
Oh my God! How can stupid? All your family is in cages. All your little nieces and nephews, they in cages right now.
But you know what? This might be the divide. Hispanics, blacks, whites.
No, it's the Hispanics are Republican.
No, I don't think so.
I'm telling you, that lady, that's what she kept saying. She said, you'll be surprised. But most of them vote Republican.
Oh, well.
Because that's, even, and this is not like factual information, but even T.S. Madison was saying that's why she doesn't want to, that's why I had to preface that.
The source.
But I'm just saying, she said that's one of the reasons why she doesn't want to live there.
Look at that. Ooh, 59.7.
Oh my God.
The polls close at 7 o'clock. What the hell is wrong with their adding machine? They don't have no calculator.
What's the percent? 2%?
27. They don't have no calculator. The polls been closed at 7 o'clock and they don't have no calculator down there. Can somebody drive to Georgia and help them count? Because I don't get it. We're almost 2 hours away from the polls closing, and they still don't. They up there drawing.
You know the one where the little box where they slide the little thing over?
It don't make no sense. It doesn't make any sense that we live in the computer age and technology, all our technological advances, and Georgia's still down there counting with their toes and their fingers.
They probably haven't seen.
They don't call 5 different governors in the Midwest. This is the East Coast we talk about. Georgia's on the East Coast, and in the Midwest, they don't call 5 governors
before though. Come on in. Come on in.
That's stupid. That is really, really dumb.
Oh, my foot, my foot, my foot. Come on.
High Camp is losing in North Dakota.
Huh? Oh. So just need somebody. Hey, how's it going?
But this is a good one. Hey, 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 come! Can you come back in here with that mic on?
That's crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. We was talking. Sorry, I knew.
SEMA.
Who's this big ghetto?
Arizona. I don't see no numbers on here, but apparently that's the.
Oh, they had 2 women running against each other.
Yeah,
wow.
SEMA and I think that's Arizona. That's Arizona. Yeah. I remember that. High Camp looked like she's getting ready to lose because I think she only hit like a 30% to the other person's 60.
To his?
Yeah, him.
Kramer.
But she's losing her job because she's out there a little bit. So I don't know if she's going to keep her seat or not.
Evers.
Oh, he's running for governor again? I didn't even know that. Scott Walker. You know, he ran for president too and lost.
That's how they do. Well, I'll win this office for sure.
All right, we're going back to the Florida. Let's see what we got for Florida. All right.
My stomach hurting.
Damn, Nelson, you losing now? Damn, this sucks for Florida politics.
I'm trying to see, like, what's the percentage of the seats? It don't show it at the bottom?
It does, 50.4 to 49.6.
No, I'm talking about, like, the House versus the, like, the number of seats that are...
Oh, so they still need 51. So they're 31, and then they're 52. They need 218.
For the House?
Yeah.
So we neck and neck for the Senate? Or is that the House on that side?
This is the House over here. Look, we still got coverage going on, but we're going to go to break now. And when we come back, you're going to have a whole new set of anchors sitting here with the old school Brujas here. But we'll be popping in and out, giving updates and stuff like that. You're listening to Be Exposed Radio, and this is the live election coverage of 2018 midterm. And, okay, so we'll be right back. Big Exposed Radio.
I deserve pizza. I'm just saying.
I said we'll be right back.
Oh, they heard that? My mic was over.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals,